I wanted to get into today why I have just taken 2 weeks off from making content and why I take the breaks that I do. Now, like I was saying, I actually originally did this because it was like my vacation for the year. So the 2 weeks of Christmas was a nice time, and it allowed me to basically have it so that was just my holiday for the year, and the rest of the year I was making content the whole time. And obviously when you're not working or kind of working on yourself at that point when you have a chronic illness, it's not that I didn't want to work or anything like that. It's all I ever wanted. That's one of the reasons why I don't complain about my lifestyle anymore, is because it's all I wanted to do was be able to work. And now that I can work, it's just a little less of a break, but it allows me to catch up on things like TV shows and just kind of have that relaxation and me time that I need as an introvert. Although my hours only dropped a little bit, I do actually feel like I had a little bit of a break because I wasn't doing my video content at the same time. So that was really, really nice. So I'm going to get into in this podcast why I do this. The algorithm honestly hates you for doing this, but I don't really care. My channel is still growing despite the fact that I haven't been putting out even any shorts. I'm hoping to get back to the shorts too this week. I thought about doing the shorts last week, but then I was just like, no, I want to fully just kind of use the live stream or whatever I decide to do on Sunday to actually take as the first video of the year. I don't really think I'm going to be doing much vlogging. I think the more vlog type videos will probably end up being the live streams, because when the weather gets nice again, it would be really nice to take my computer outside and be able to do a Facebook Live where I'm just kind of walking around and enjoying outside. It's impossible to do that right now because it's way too cold. I mean, if it was like higher than 0 or higher than the freezing, which is 32 in Fahrenheit, I would maybe consider it, but it's just a little too cold out right now. Like I said, the algorithm really does not like this, and none of the social media algorithms really reward this at all. Either you lose subscribers or your channel engagement goes down to the point where you're not really noticing that it's growing anymore. You pretty much have to be almost like a workhorse to get anything to grow these days, especially on YouTube. It's not like that on some of the other platforms like TikTok. I think TikTok is the only exception to this, where you can like not do a video for a week and have something go viral because you caught a trend just at the right time. It is a very, very different platform. But obviously with my migraine and IIH content, I never hit those trendy stuff because that's not the way I do those videos. I clip out what I find is the most important so that people are still getting the most important part. And I plan on doing that still. With locals, because I'm limited on upload space, because it's a new platform and they just don't have the storage like these very established platforms do, like YouTube and Facebook, it's gonna mean that the live stream just gets linked to the video that gets uploaded to YouTube, or to the YouTube original live if I decide to do some videos to YouTube live, which I probably will end up mixing up the platforms. I haven't decided how exactly I'm going to do that, whether 1 month I'll focus on Facebook and 1 month I'll focus on YouTube. I think it would be better to build it out from like one of them with the live streams. But I don't know. I haven't quite fully decided. It seems like I never really fully decide on anything when it comes to my content because it's constantly changing. So this is one of the reasons why I actually do take my breaks, is because it resets my creativity and allows me to think about the changes I want to make and how I might want to change things up. I do this constantly, but a good break really allows me to think about it. Now, I have to be honest that with my content, a lot of this stuff will come up either in my meditation sessions or just randomly during the day. Like I'll get an idea and it'll pop out of virtually nothing. It seems like it pops out of absolutely nothing. I can't explain where this comes from. I don't know how this actually happens, but it seems to happen at the weirdest of times and the most inconvenient. Because it might be like at 5 a.m. in the morning, like it was this morning, and I'll be like, oh, I got an idea that I want to try for my YouTube channel. And then I'll be awake thinking about how I can make that idea work. And then I'll sleep in until 7:30 and feel like I didn't sleep at all. So, that happens, it seems like, all of the time. A rest is really, really important for your creativity, and a rest is really, really important when doing anything that's kind of more outside the box. Like, you do need those breaks in order to come up with new content and new ideas and how to make things best work, basically. And although your algorithm may discipline you for not being consistent, or however you want to word that, I think it's really important just to take breaks too, because of the next most important reason, which it allows me to relax. And it allows me to take all of my free time to relax instead of having to think about doing any content or editing. I need this rest to recharge properly, since when I'm going strong, I'm putting a lot of my extra time and energy into my videos. It's hard doing a lot of recording. It's a lot of work. I'm actually already tired from doing my workout and doing a live stream at the same time. So do I know if this will be something that I'm able to do every week? I don't really know the answer to that. Maybe there are some weeks where I'll have to record and put it out on a different day or something. Like, that's fully possible. I am guaranteed 2 days off a week. It's not always 2 days off in a row, though. So it depends on where my energy levels are at and how I'm feeling, probably, and what will be, I guess, my strategy for that week. But I'm really, really hoping I can get out 2 long pieces a week. 2 long pieces and 2 short pieces, I think, is a really good amount of content, and I don't really want to be doing much more than that. I watch people who put out content every single day, and I just wonder how they do it, because I cannot do that. I burn out doing that, and I don't know if they're like bulk recording and all of that. I mean, that's one way you can do it, and then upload, but even the upload process and waiting for things to process and editing stuff down and all of that, like, if you can make it so that it's almost like a live video, like kind of what I do, I think it's a little bit easier in terms of how much extra work you have to put into it. But these people who put out really, really well edited videos every single day just absolutely blow my mind, and you guys are amazing. Maybe it's just because my energy level is already limited as it is, and because I'm working full time, maybe I'm actually making up for that. I have no idea, but I do not have that energy, so it's not what works for me. It prevents burnout by taking these breaks. I've gone through burnout with my content despite enjoying it a lot. Burnout isn't just about whether you're enjoying something. I come up with ideas kind of based upon what I'm going through in my life, and I've talked about a lot of these things in the past, but as time seems to go on and things seems to change, it's almost like the way I react and manage these things has changed over time. Like, if you look back in my video content, I may have said something completely different a couple of years ago than what I do now. It's not because wasn't true, it's just because the way I handle things is a little bit different than it used to be. I am so thankful for the platform, but sometimes I just need a full break from it, as it does take a lot of time and effort to do it. And the thing is that although it does take a lot of effort and I really enjoy it, I feel like every single thing that could be considered a job, or every single thing in your life, like, eventually naturally needs a rest. And learning to rest is something we learn the hard way with having chronic illness. You may not want to, but your body will force the issue at times. An example of this is falling asleep early or waking up feeling like you overdid it. So I want to give an example from last night for this. I had spent pretty much half the day listening to an audiobook. Actually, this is one of the ways I relaxed. I was actually pretty surprised at how tired I was last night. And sometimes it's just a matter of everything bubbles up and you just need the extra rest. And I think that's what happened last night, was I just needed that little bit of extra rest. If you listen to the natural rhythm of everything that's going on and you feel into the rhythm of your body, you find that you're just more tired sometimes. And I feel like as females in particular, we ignore this part of nature because we're kind of taught that if you're not going hard all the time, you're not working hard enough. And especially because we deal with periods, I really feel this way about from society. If we were to follow the natural rhythm of our body, we would rest naturally once a month when we're bleeding. This is why I said that if I could have that feeling of having a period and retreat every single month, it would be ideal, because I felt like for the first time in my life that was the permission to rest fully into that experience when I had my period this last month. It's not really something I can put into words properly, but it's almost like I was able to fully embrace that period of rest and dormancy that occurs every single month properly, because I had nothing else that I was obligated to do. And like with our society, there's so much pressure that if you're not doing 50,000 things or trying to manage 50,000 things, I'm obviously exaggerating here, but if you're not what it seems like doing enough is what society is. This is conditioned into us very, very early on, whether it's doing all the extracurricular activities in a bunch of different categories as possible to earn a reward, or whether it's you need to be doing this many volunteer hours along with having a part-time job, along with all of this so that you can go to university and have a good opportunity at whatever post-secondary education and professional program that you want to get into. I know that's very common. I know that maintaining and having a schedule is important, and teaching people how to manage their time is really, really important. But at some point, we get to this point of it's too much and we need a break. I just think that our society isn't very good at encouraging the behavior of making sure that you get proper rest, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. And sometimes even with all the rest in the world, you're still gonna feel tired. I've described this before with the battery example. So your battery does not always charge up to 100%, and sometimes you're only working with like 80%, but also because of the way that the battery drains, you may not last a full amount on one charge because it's draining quicker than what it should. And I've described this not too long ago, actually, before with the battery. And just in case you missed that, it's just doesn't work like the way it used to work with the way that your energy levels are. And so you often need more periods of rest. I would just suggest listening and being aware just in general of how your rest levels are. And this is where I think being introspective in this case is really, really important with having chronic illness. You're going to want to listen to how you're feeling, and you're going to want to act upon exactly how you're feeling in the moment. You may have to rest more than you did before, and you may not be able to do everything that you used to be able to do. Those of you who have chronic illness are probably nodding along, but this is more for the people who expect you to be able to do everything that you did before, and that's just not what the truth and reality is in this situation. And I think it's really, really important to emphasize that. The way you rest is going to vary depending on the person that you are and depending on your personality. So what I actually do during this time varies quite a bit, but I often listen to audiobooks or watch videos on YouTube. I actually pretty much only exclusively watch videos on YouTube because I have YouTube Premium and there's no ads. I also just watch a lot of YouTube in general because I love the quality over on YouTube, and I am very biased in the fact of how much I love YouTube itself. So some people probably watch videos on TikTok, some people if they like the shorter content, and a lot of people probably watch some videos on Facebook. But like I said, I just prefer YouTube as a platform just in general. But however and whatever you want to do is going to be completely up to you. I may also catch up on shows I haven't had time to watch, podcasts I've been meaning to listen to for a while. I like watching content that is particularly long, so it's often a matter of choosing what I want to watch at the end of a work day, and I can't always watch everything that I want to. So on the times or the days that I'm resting, which still happens when I'm making my video content, but when I'm resting, I actually get the chance to catch up on some of the things that I may be putting off for when I have the time. I may also watch a movie to just escape into a different period or moment of reality. I'm sorry if you can hear stuff in the background. That's just from the kitchen upstairs. I just think it's the most important thing with these periods of rest is to find something that you really enjoy and can stick to that actually allows you to rest, whatever that may be. And for some people, it may be just lying down in their room with the lights off and in complete silence. I fully understand that. I absolutely love complete silence. It can be hard when you have IIH or some of these other conditions because you're often dealing with tinnitus or all of that, and it takes a lot of work to actually work with the tinnitus. So I still have ringing in the ears. It's more now a side effect of where I am in my meditation journey than it is a symptom of illness. But it can be very, very hard to manage that because you're not really in full, complete silence because you're hearing all the buzzing. And actually, this can happen when you're on your meditation journey as well. So it's something that when you dive into deep, deep presence is something that you actually notice a little bit more. For me, it did go away for the longest period of time, but it seems to be back in a matter of when I'm really, really in deep presence, it comes back. I don't have any other symptoms though. And most importantly, the double vision is not there. So I know it's not related to my head or I would be a little nervous or a little worried. So, that's important for me to stress too. It has been a really, really nice thing finding the things that I enjoy and ways that I can rest that is not strenuous. So one of the ways I usually get up and actually do something was doing puzzles, but the way I really do relax is by watching videos or movies or listening to audiobooks for the most part. And, even just sitting in complete silence can be enough to rest. Although I tend to sit more in complete silence when I'm actually on my shorter breaks at work. So I tend to do that a little bit less when I'm actually at home. Other than if I actually am on vacation during the rest of the year, I tend not to take a break from my content. So you likely will see me consistently now for many weeks in a row, depending on how I'm feeling. Obviously, if I get sick, I will take the break. But this is generally why my YouTube content is the first to kind of get the boot whenever I need a rest kind of thing. And it's because it is a way for me to actually rest a little bit more if I'm needing or feeling into that and that it's something I need to do. I'm not afraid to take a break. I was actually when I first started my YouTube content and first started sharing my journey, but I'm not as afraid anymore. And honestly, I'm very, very thankful that people continue to come back and watch my videos or that they find it later on and they watch my videos. I am so, so thankful for you guys and all of your support, especially over last year. We continue to grow. We continue to have more reach. I am absolutely enjoying every second of being able to share my story. If there's anything that you guys absolutely want to see on the channel, please do leave a comment or reach out to me via email. It's available on my YouTube channel or via my link bio page. I actually should start putting that in the YouTube description now that I think about it, because it's a way to find absolutely everything. And I could probably put in my personal TikTok into that link as well. I will try and remember that. If you're wanting to find me across social media, you can do so at Awareness with Ashley on TikTok. Facebook is just the same as my channel name at Ashley Stuart. And Twitter is Ashley Stuart 94. And on TikTok, where you can find the shorter content, as well as YouTube. If you're wanting a little bit more fun and kind of getting to know me a little bit more personally and what I enjoy, it's at Ashley Enjoys Music on TikTok. And actually my fun account where I just make videos and whatever just occasionally and for fun is actually doing quite well, like compared to when I first started putting out videos on TikTok originally. Like I kind of tend to go by the trends on that, and I kind of get a little bit more creative because I feel like I'm not stuck to a specific niche over there. And I really do enjoy learning choreography to dances, so that's probably why, because it's kind of TikTok's thing is to learn dances and all of that. So that's been a lot of fun, but I only hop on the trends that I want to. I don't do absolutely everything. I think that's kind of it for this one. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Again, I apologize for any background noise that there might have had. I can't control that. Between the heater and sometimes noises around the house, there's not much I can do about it. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.